lot happened in the world of One Piece in February 2026. Hello motherfuckers, welcome back to Motherfucker Channel. Today we are going to be recapping the universe of One Piece in February 2026. If you're new here, hello, but I like to do recaps of months because a lot happens in a week within One Piece. So imagine what happens in a month. I am here to give you all the news, manga, anime related stuff. But before I start, I am currently ranking the warlords here on my channel. We just did Boa Hancock, and next week we are doing Law. But we've also did Buggy, Moria, Mihawk, Crocodile. We're getting there. So go check out those and go check out my other, One Piece content. It's pretty fun over here. But let's get into this recap. And we're going to start off with the manga section of February 2026. And my first point is Zoro's plan is working. At the end of January, Zoro said he had a plan. And in February, I was thinking it was going to be, the Zoro gag, something just doesn't go right for Zoro or whatever. But no, it seems to be actually working. Jumping on the giant's head and attacking with Sunturyu. Secret technique crossing the six paths. I love Zoro. I mean, how can you not love Zoro? You know what I'm saying? It's iconic, okay? Love to see a Zoro moment. Now my second point is Zoro does this to Dory and Bragi, and after attacking the Domi Reversi giants, they attempt to attack Zoro, but it's a fail, and they end up hitting each other and damaging each other pretty bad. My third point is Brook's story it's heating up. It's getting really good. We find out that he actually has come across Gunko in the past, referring to her as Princess Shuri, who should at least be 80 years old right now, calling her the Father Slayer as she took the life of who would be his Shanks, I guess, just somebody that he looked up to. And it's just like, damn, like 100 years ago, we don't really have much to go off of, like what happened 100 years ago in the story of One Piece. So like even 80 years ago, it's nice to see, I guess, or just know things about the history. I love One Piece history. But as Gunko is talking to Brook, she kind of regains her memories a little bit and ends up telling Brook to run and also freeing the Straw Hats from her arrows. But that is until Emu has anything to say about it, okay? And stops it, and she goes on to attack Brook again. And my fourth point is Sommers cannot control the children, and he says, who cares? And basically just says that they can get more. It is what it is. They fall, they die. We can just get more. But he says it with like a smile. He's a sick person, okay? And the children are falling because Gunko accidentally breaks all the ships with her power. And my fifth point is the parents of the children that are sacrificing themselves to save their children are all falling. All the children, the parents are all falling off this cliff or branch in Elbaf. But the skies and the tree of Elbaf begin to rumble. It is giant Gear 5 Luffy and giant Loki flying through the skies of Elbaf. Loki is a giant black dragon. And Loki swoops up all the falling giants, the children, and the parents, of course. And my sixth point is Loki's dragon looks amazing. I know that there's been, certain opinions by certain people. People are just genuinely One Piece haters, so it makes sense. But I think it looks great. It's very One Piece, okay? That's what I love. I like that it's not going so out of touch with what Oda has drawn in the past. I like that. And it's a type of dragon that we haven't seen really in One Piece. And Luffy in Gear 5 giant form is only 1/3 of Loki's horn. Okay, it's kind of hard to like put into words how big Loki is. And it's just that to me, that's just more amazing. I'm always in awe whenever in any anime, okay, and there's something so big like Fairy Tail. There's the Earth Dragon, huge. It's a beautiful dragon. Zunesha from One Piece, because I have this thing where when I see big things, I kind of get anxiety, but it's kind of like a thriller anxiety. It's kind of like excited. I don't know. I can't explain it. And Loki goes on to slay all the dream monsters that have been ravaging Elbaf for the past, how long have we been on Elbaf? Like a couple hours, I would say, that this has all been happening. And my 7th point is Sanji gets a moment finally, and he is freeing Robin from the thorns. But also Zoro gets another moment and is freeing the children from the thorns of Summers. It's nice to see. I love my straw hats, okay? And my 8th point is Sanji and Zoro are ruining Summers' plans. And speaking of Summers, Luffy goes on to grab a lightning bolt and attacks Summers with Gummo Gummo no Dawn Thor rifle. That is a mouthful, but it's iconic. Okay, we haven't seen this yet. It's amazing. Destroying Summers' body in the process, and to add more to it, Loki is stomping on Summers, and I'm just like, thank the Lord. I not only hate the Holy Knights, but I really have a special hate for Summers. I don't think they have aura. They're just not for me personally. Okay. And my 9th point is we finally get the reveal of what Loki's devil fruit actually is. The dragon fruit model Nidhogg, and it is a mythical zoan, transforming them into a giant dragon. And we actually learn a bit more of the lore of this fruit. Whoever eats it, they turn into a giant dragon, but it is relative to their size.
The bigger you are, the bigger the dragon.
Now, I just want to take a step back and just not theorize, I mean, whatever. Just imagine if Zunesha ate this devil fruit, how big that dragon would be, because Loki is already huge, okay? And when he transforms, giant Luffy looks like just a regular person compared to it. It's kind of nuts how big Loki is, okay? But also with this devil fruit, it works better for giants, but an ancient giant can really pull the full potential of this devil fruit, and it's perfect for Loki, okay? A thunder breathing black dragon that can turn day into night while in flight. It's so fitting for Loki, and I cannot wait to see it animated personally. And my 10th point is, in ancient times there was a warrior, the god of war, who actually went on to clash against the sun god. But I want to point out that in the sketch of this sun god, he kind of looks a little evil, on the evil side of things. Maybe I don't know, maybe he's just mad or something, who knows? But that was, when we first found this out, I was just like, oh, like, why were they fighting? You know, the sun god is supposed to be happy, go lucky, whatever. But I mean, at the same time, the giants have just recently, in the perspective of things, have just recently become more calm and like not war-torn country. So it could make sense that, you know, they were fighting, but I want to know why, you know? And this god of war had a trusty sidekick named Rakatusker. And when this god of war passed away, the spirit of Rakatusker put itself into the hammer that we all know as Loki's hammer Ragnir. And it went on to protect this dragon devil fruit model Nidhogg for the next person to eat it. So the last person that ate it was this god of war. Now Loki has eaten this fruit. These things, this is big, okay? Loki is a monumental character, and it's insane that we just came off of Rox, who was also an insane character. And with these two, Rox and Loki, they have also introduced us to more characters from the past. You got Davy Jones, and now you have the God of War. So it's so interesting. This is some of my favorite One Piece right here. But with that story, we kind of get the dynamic here with this devil fruit and Ragnir, Rakatusker, whatever. and I love it. It's connecting dots and it's solid, okay? Now my 11th point is that, okay, the last point was pretty big, okay? God of War fighting the sun god, love it, okay? It's peak. But Emu is talking to this devil fruit, okay? He feels Loki's presence, and he even says, Needhog, you've been an elbaf this whole time. It's insane. He's not talking to Loki, he's talking to the presence of the devil fruit. And that is just, it's something to point out. I need you to understand that, and it's very interesting. I think I'm going to drop a elbaf theory video here pretty soon, so stay tuned for that, because it's just so many drops after drops after drops with elbaf, and it's fucking peak. And that is the end of the manga section for February 2026. It's peak, okay? The manga right now is fucking peak. So now we're gonna move on to the anime section of this video, and if you are a One Piece stan, you know the anime is on break until April 5th, I think. So we're gonna skip over the anime section and jump into the news section of February 2026 for One Piece. And my first point is I'm gonna bunch all this together because it's a lot of promo for the One Piece live action, from trailers to the Straw Hats stepping out on the town looking great. They look amazing. We get Kureha, we get Dr. Hiroluck. So many pieces of information from this One Piece live action, and if you've been watching me, you know I love the live action. I just think it's adapted very well, and season 2 looks fucking amazing. And they will also be appearing on one of those late night shows at the peak. I can't wait for it. Honestly, I just love, I'm a glazer for the live action, hey. And also the live action will have a theater release for the first 2 episodes, March 3rd, I'm pretty sure. Get your tickets. No theater is near me, so I can't go see it, unfortunately, but you guys go have fun. One Piece is really becoming a mainstream thing, and it's really because of this live action. They are pushing it really hard, and I think as One Piece fans, we should be supporting it 100%. My second point is Oda actually has a message for the One Piece live action season 2. I'm going to read it. It's almost ready. With season 1, we face the world's question head on. Can One Piece really be adapted into a live action? And the answer spoke for itself, reaching the top 10 in 93 countries and territories, and number 1 in 46. Wow. Together with the stellar production team that delivered those brilliant results, we bring you season 2, which will head into the Grand Line, the most formidable sea in the world. In other words, all of the connections that were established in season 1 will be shattered. A parade of devil fruit users, a race of giants never before seen, adorable creatures, hard-hitting action, and stunning VFX. This season is packed with even more highlights. Let yourself be drawn into an immersive experience that's unique to live action. May this show reach every adventurous spirit across the world. 1 month until we set sail. Get ready. Okay, and that happened on the 10th, February 10th. So we are literally just a couple days away from this, like a week and a half or so. And I'm hype. I'm hype, you guys. I love the live action. Fuck. And my third point is Oda's sketch for volume 114. The cover of One Piece was so peak, and this is one of like 6 covers that the main character doesn't appear on, and that just goes to show you how deep rooted the characters are in One Piece. It's amazing. He really built a world, okay? And it's peak. It's fucking peak. And he's really standing on the Rocks Pirates, okay? I mean, we all love the Rocks Pirates, but he's really pushing it, and I love it. My fourth point is One Piece Heroines finally get a release date, and that will be July 5th. It's only going to be a single episode, but hey, the more content we get, the better, okay? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And it'll focus mainly on Nami, but also Robin will be here, so the girls, we're about to party. And the music director for Elbaf, Hoy Tanaka, is basically saying we are about to witness peak We are about to witness the greatest introduction to a character, which is Loki, we've ever seen. And I'm seated. I cannot wait. I think the next few years for One Piece is going to be huge, okay? It's about to become the main thing people are talking about. It already kind of is, but it's gonna get even bigger, okay? I feel it. And my 6th point is Martil T. Batchman will be playing the live action Brook, which we're getting an early look at him. He's not going to be much in the season 2 live action, but he's still going to be there, and I think it's great. He does some great voice acting work, very talented, so big. My 7th point and my last point for the news section of February 2026 in One Piece is the One Piece universe is preparing for something huge worldwide. We'll get more information on that in the next issue of Jump, and that is a few days away. So I'll let you know more about that in the March recap. But I can't wait. I'm going to speculate on a couple things. I'm hoping a game is in the works. I want a game. I played the Odyssey game and the other game, I forget what it's called, but I loved both of those games. I know people shit on it, okay? But I kind of like to have my own opinions on things, and I enjoyed it. The stories of both those games that I played, I'll put a picture up what, I don't know what the other one is called, but the story in those, and that's why I'm with One Piece so hard, is because the story is so great. And I think the games in that story were great. So I would love to see a new, more fleshed out, funner game. The games were already fun, but I need something more. So it's either going to be a game or a movie. Oda did mention that a movie was in progress, or it was starting to be in progress, and it could be announced or something along those lines. I think that's interesting. But that is everything that happened in the world of One Piece in February 2026. Let me know your favorite moment. I think the manga right now is on fire. Drop after drop after drop. But when this shit is animated, oh my gosh. Anime of the year, anime of the century, anime of the millennium. Sorry, it is what it is. The story is so peak. So let me know your thoughts on February 2026 in the world of One Piece, and come back for our March recap at the end of March, beginning of April. And go check out my other content, my Warlords rankings, all that, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you like and subscribe, and bye, motherfuckers.